Okay, so the first thing I got for this is a fat quarter, of course, from Hobby Lobby, and they are $1.49. But to me, it's worth $1.50, man, because I love it, okay? Even if it is pink, Miss Lisa, I love it. And I've got some normal, you know, just low loft batting, okay? So this batting, I took this stuff and I took a big piece, okay, and I ironed it flat. Because when you iron it, it's going to melt. Now, don't touch it with your iron. Put parchment paper or something over it, because it will stick to your iron like nobody's business. And trust me, you don't want that. Hold on, my light's a little bright. Okay, hold on. That's much better. Okay, so this is this batting cut down. Okay, and it's 11 by 5. All right. So, and I've got this piece right here. That's a lining. Now, I wanted pink, but I don't have pink. But this matches my scissors and my thread and my button as well. So, I'm just going to use it because I don't have any pink dots. I used it all. I got to get me some. So, anywho, what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to fold this in half. Okay? No, I'm not. I mean, I did, but I'm not. I need this for 2 pieces, okay? Now, look, let me explain this. I have this little tool thing from Harbor Freight. I have some listed in my Amazon store, I do believe. I don't use this. I don't use this one. I do have some bigger ones, but I don't want the bigger ones. I just want something small to carry from machine to machine. I don't want 50 thread catchers, okay? I just want one. So, but this needs weight to it. My magnet popped off for some reason. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a washer for weight, okay? Don't get your fingers in there. Mine came apart. You don't have to do this, but I want some weight to this. So it won't stick, but I want this rubber piece on the bottom. So I'm going to center my magnet here, okay? And I have another magnet that I could easily sandwich these. I am so scared to get my fingers pinched in there. See, but it sits up too tall. So I may end up just gluing this to my metal thing, but this is what gives it weight, okay? That will give it weight so it can go, it sticks to my mat. But anyway, we're going to be putting a pincushion in here, so I need this fabric for a pincushion. So I'm going to unfold it because I lied. I don't want it folded in half. But I am going to cut these out the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quilt these together, okay? So I'm going to, okay, they go this way. This is a fat quarter too. I got it at Walmart. So one from Hobby Lobby and one from a Walmart. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sandwich this in between them, and for stability I'm gonna quilt it, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quilt it. So I want this a little bigger than this because sometimes when you quilt it smushes around. So I'm just gonna cut it just a little bit bigger, okay? And I'm cutting both pieces at the same time. And it don't have to be, I can't see that. It don't have to be straight. So now that I've got my 2 pieces, I'm going to open them up, and I want them this way. Y'all, I'm going to try to use bias tape. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm not a bias tape person. I'm not good with it. I really ain't. So I'm going to put this on the inside in case it shows. It should go away, but you never know. So then I'm going to put this back over top of this. Okay, and I am going to go over here to my machine, and I'm just going to start going across it, straight stitching all the way across, and then back across this way, and that's going to put my quilting lines in it, okay? And that's just going to fuse these two pieces right here together. So I'm just going to go quilt these two pieces together. But before I do that, I'm actually going to spray it with basting spray. Now I really prefer 505 basting spray, but I don't have any, so I've just got this one. So I will spray this piece lightly. And it's gonna make my mat sticky, and I know it. I'm gonna lay this piece down, smooth it out nicely, spray over this piece, and then I will put this on top of this. And then I'll push that down. Now that'll hold that all in place quite nicely while I go over here and quilt it, and then I won't have to put pins in and out and in and out. So I'm gonna go do my quilting, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I quilted my little piece of fabric. I hope you can see it. There you can. Isn't that cute? So it made it stiffer, okay? So what I done was, now I'm not doing this like this again. If I was to ever tell you to do this, just leave your batting as big as this and then quilt it, and then either measure it out 7 by whatever I said, 11. It's a piece of paper, okay? I just took a piece of paper. I don't want a big one, I just need a small one. And then did that. But see, I'm so silly. I should have just quilted the whole thing with the batting under it and then cut this out, but I don't know what I was thinking. So what I'm thinking now is you can feel it because it's stiff under there. So I just ironed both my sides down, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm simply going to cut, because this ain't got to be perfect, y'all. It just ain't got to be. So there's one side. Here's the other side. All winky wonky. Now I'm going to take and iron these up and cut those sides. So instead of me doing binding, because I really stink at adding bias tape, I stink at adding bias tape, I just folded this under. I left one edge and I folded it under again, and I'm going to stitch that, and that is going to be the top of my little doohanky here. And I just wanted to show you, I did iron my line in here, okay, but it drove me nuts. I said I would take it wonky. I can't do it. It's just not my nature. So I'm just going to lay it on that line, and I'm going to simply cut it off, okay? So now I know I'm straight. So what I want to do now is I can actually open this up and sew it, and then fold this down, and that would look a lot better. Or I can just leave that down, stitch it first, and then sew my bag. It really doesn't matter. I'm actually going to serge it instead of sewing it. You could do a zigzag stitch over it so that it's not ragging. Y'all, I checked earlier and my sugar was low. I had to eat something, but while my sugar is low, I get brain fog a lot. So hopefully what I ate will kick in here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and stitch this down, and then I'm going to serge this side, okay? So this is what you'll have now, okay? And I went ahead and took one of the shorter edges, and I folded it and ironed it this way, ironed it this way, and then I folded it in half, and I just added one stitch to close that off for my strap, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do with this strap is I'm going to fold it like this. Actually, it don't need to be like that. okay, I'm just going to glue it in here. So it actually just needs to be like this, okay? Now, I'm going to stitch it on, and I'll figure out, and I'm just going to go beside it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a boxy type deal. So I'm going to go iron this like this right here, and iron this as flat as I can get it. All right, and I'm going to sew this to the side of this. Now, I'm not worried about this coming unfrayed. I'm not. I'm just going to go over it right here, okay? So I serged my bottom closed, and you can just leave it at this and flip it inside out. But because I want mine, you know, you want it to come out a little, not a lot, but a little, I'm going to box my corners, very teeny tiny corner. So this is a 2-inch, and I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. And I am going to take and draw my marks here on both sides, both at 3/4. Now if you wanted to, you could have sewed this in a loop, and you can put this under the foot of your sewing machine, unless you have a sewing machine that's in a cabinet, okay? Now if you have a sewing machine in a cabinet, you cannot do that, but this will sit right under the foot of your sewing machine, and that will hold it on. Nothing else is necessary, okay? I have a string. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, those don't look even. What did I do? 1 3/4, and then I need to come in some. Ain't that a way to hold a pen? Like barbarian. Oh, whatever. So now I'm just gonna snip my corners out. All right. Now, what the world? Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pinch my corner like this. I like to have my seam up. I don't know if it makes a difference. It's just how I do it. Pulling this tight, okay? I'm going to put a little clip in there. On there, not in there. And I'm going to do the same for this one. And I am going to serge it. You can zigzag it or you can just sew it. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you close your box here. Okay? Close your box in. Just make sure it's even. Don't have to be perfect. Just a little thread catcher. Okay? So I'm going to go serge these two shut. Now you're just going to flip it. See how my corners are like this. You're just going to flip it and poke your corners out. I've made these before. I never quilted it. I think this is just darling. It is so stinking cute. I love it. Okay, now this I'm going to glue into here like this. Okay, so it's going to be dangling, of course. Now if I put this on my desk, I do want it to dangle down some. Let me see. Okay, so I measured it where I'm mainly going to use it. So I'm going to cut it off right there. And that way I know that this end goes right at the end of that right there. Providing I don't forget. Okay, and I have my heavy duty high wattage glue gun heating up because I need that to do this right here. So you have your choice, okay? You can either do this as your pincushion or this as your pincushion. Of course, I'm going to do this as my pincushion. So all I'm gonna do is cut a square of fabric. Okay, and I'm gonna make I'm gonna attempt to make a circle. I don't know why, but every time I do this it doesn't turn out right. I don't know. Watch this. It'll just be, I don't know. I'll have to fix it. Yeah, it's a, I don't know. I'm a obawonky. I'm a obawonky. If you figure out what a obawonky is, you let me know, okay? Let me see if that's better. Now I might have an oval. Lord, let me go get a plate. One, I brought y'all my fine china. And two, I was way off. Unless I want a puffy pincushion. Oh yeah, I want a puffy pincushion. Let me get another plate. Now I really do have my fine china. Y'all, ain't this beautiful? I wish I had a whole set of these. I would really love the green. If I could ever find them, you could bet your money I'd get them. I love these. They remind me of when I was a kid. Anyways, I'm just going to put my plate down here. And if I was good with a rotary cutter, I'd just go around it, but I ain't. So I'm just going to draw around it and cut my circle out, okay? So I got my circle here, and y'all know the drill. I'm not putting no it's dental floss, because that's the easiest and thickest thing to be tying this thing with, in my opinion. I've used the upholstery thread, button thread, jean thread, all that mess, but sometimes, I'll be honest with you, when I'm pulling it, I will cut my finger because it like goes right through me. But I'm just gonna go all the way around this thing, and then I'm gonna put stuffing in it, okay? I'm not putting no what is that stuff? You know, that steel wool or anything like that in here, because my pins will be plenty sharp enough in my main pin cushion that has a steel wool. So I'm just gonna put regular fluffy stuffing in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, look. I'm big. Okay, I'm big. I'm round. Okay, the reason I got this way is because I do not want to put my pins in here and they smack in this metal. I don't want them to hit the metal. So I made it like it looks like a mushroom or a toadstool or something. I don't know, one of those puffed toadstools out in the yard. That's what it kind of reminded me of. But anywho, I'm not going to say I don't care. Y'all, I do that to my husband all the time. I tell him I don't care. You know, just picking on him. He'll say I love you. I don't care. I'm mean. I'm just ornery. But I don't mean to say that to y'all. So I'm just going to pull this tight, my little mushroom top here. And I'm going to stitch it together just to make sure nothing comes apart. Because there is a little bit of a hole in it. Okay. It's minty fresh. Yeah, it's minty fresh. I had to have one that has mint in it. I can't find the unflavored ones anymore of my dental floss. Crazy. I don't know why they have to change stuff. I'm not one that likes change. Are y'all one that likes change? I'm not one that likes change. If something's good, leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta be messing with stuff? Okay, I tied that off right real good. Right real good. Right real good. Yeah, that's my talking. Right real good right there. Okay, let me fluff this thing out. Kind of even it out a little bit. Kind of reminds me of a dumpling my daughter had. It was a, you know, stressed squishy dumpling ball thing. That's gonna fit right nice right in there. Right nice. I'm just forming it, you know. I'm just forming it. It's got nipples on it. Or dimples on it. Oh God, I'm sorry. It's got dents in it. It's got you know, these things that stick out. Lord have mercy, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell sometimes about me. But anyway, it's just gonna have that crack in there. I don't know why. It needs a little stuffing and I can't move it over now. Y'all, these should be comedy videos. Okay, anyway, anywho, let me do this. Let me put this in here. Okay, so I'm gonna take my hot glue and I'm gonna put a line right across here. Okay, and I'm first gonna stick this thing down. Don't get burnt, y'all. This glue gun is hot. I almost said this hot gun is glue. So that's gonna hang down about that far. So when it's hanging on, sitting on my table, on the edge of the table, you know, it's gonna be hanging, but it ain't gonna be, you know, just swinging. But I don't know. I know what I'm doing. So then I'm just gonna take my little puff ball, okay, and I'm gonna put glue all over in here, okay. My glue tip fell off in there. Well, you ain't digging it out. I'm just gonna leave it right in there. I'm gonna have to buy new glue tips. And I'm gonna go around a little bit. And I'm gonna, look at it. I'm gonna smack this sucker right down in there. Lord, the things that happen when you're crafting. Y'all, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Now, if you don't have all this stuff underneath of it, do not put that hot stuff on your magnet. I mean, on your mat. I'm so dumb puzzled now because my glue gun fell apart on camera. Y'all have no idea. This thing's old though, y'all. But still, now I got a big old hole. I gotta get that off while it's hot too. And y'all just, woo, pray for me because it's hot. It's hot. That's a, what is that, 60 watt or 80 watt? Yeah, it gets up to 380 degrees. You don't be touching no 380 degree thing. But there you go. And now it's weighted. It's weighted pretty good. Now I will try it without all these other magnets. Woo, that's hot. Honey, that is hot. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I'll try it with just this one and see how it holds. And I'll let you know if you could just use one of these from Harbor Freight. But good night alive, that's hot. And there it is, sitting right at my machine. And you can move it wherever you want to move it. Now, yes, I have seen them make them with fabric, but I really like this one because it's weighted down more. And it's not going to move. It's not going to go anywhere. And also, what I realized when I got done was, if you want to take and put that big washer for added weight down in the bottom, it will actually stick to the magnet that's on the bottom of this, okay? But you can use it without any extra magnets. But you could put that down in there to give it more weight and then glue your pincushion on top. And as you can see, I've already been using it, so it works great, y'all. I love it. Y'all know the drill, so I'm not even going to say it. Until next time, you are a blessing. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.